Gap. No, not thigh gap, but wheel gap. Now this isn't your grandpa's Toyota Corolla, but on a so-called sports car, gap is just a little bit unsightly. Throws off the aesthetics just so. Just seems a little bit unclean. Like you're uncircumcised. Or like you haven't had a haircut in 3 months. Now, there's nothing wrong with being a little unkempt, but you can tidy up a bit, can't you, old chap? So welcome back to another episode of Moon Rock's Chop Shop. Today, I'm gonna be addressing the aesthetics of this otherwise aesthetically pleasing car. And by that I mean, I'm gonna be dealing with the stance of the car. I'm gonna be installing some spacers. So stay tuned to see what brand I went with, the size of it in millimeters and inches, and we'll come back at the end to get a comparison of how much better the car is gonna look. So don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hold on for the ride. Let's go.
Yeah, I stay up. Every day that I arise, I'm way up. Paper chasing on the move, my pace up. Cutting that bitch off just like a pay, cause she wanna make up.
Alright, y'all, so I actually forgot something that I'm gonna need for the install. So I'm gonna head to AutoZone really quick and pick up Loctite. And damn, there was something else that I needed, but I can't seem to remember in the moment. Hopefully when I get there, I'll remember. But definitely Loctite. And oh yeah, so also, so let me just explain something. I'm gonna be installing some spacers, which stay tuned for the review of what that is. But I realized that I can't find my torque wrench. Now, when it comes to wheels, lug nuts, and things like that, you should be torquing everything down for sure. But in this case, I'm not gonna go by the exact torque. I'm just gonna muscle it in. I'm a garage guy, always have been, you know, like a backyard type of guy. We've always done that. Even on higher horsepower applications, it's no big deal. But to tell you the truth, you should be torquing down your stuff. I'm not gonna do that in this case. I won't be driving the car for about a week until I get an alignment. So the car's gonna be sleeping in the garage for about a week. I'm just gonna do the install, and then when it comes time for the alignment, I'll go ahead and torque that stuff down. So I was thinking I was gonna get a torque wrench, but I know I have one somewhere, so I'm not gonna waste the money on that. Instead, I definitely need some Loctite, and I definitely need some brake cleaner, just to clean down the surface before I actually, you know, get to putting the spacers on. So I'm headed to AutoZone right down the street, and we're gonna get some of that stuff. So stay with me. Should be pretty quick, and then we'll get right back to the install. All right, so I'm out here at AutoZone. I didn't bring any of my equipment, so y'all just gonna have to deal with the rudimentary setup. And plus, I don't really want to piss these guys off or make them nervous, so they keep helping me. But let's get in here. Kind of just walking around trying to see if I could figure it out without having to ask somebody. Alright, so here goes some brake clean. Definitely need that. We're gonna need some Loctite too. And holy hell, it's expensive. $12.49. I'm gonna just go for the cheaper red one. Well, yeah, we need red, we need a higher strength, so we're gonna get this. It's cheaper, $9.99. Self-checkout for me. Alright, so I got the Loctite and the brake cleaner. We're gonna head out. And so I got the red Loctite just because it's a little bit stronger, and I feel like, so I'll be honest, I've never used spacers before. If we wanted to get rid of some wheel gap, back in the day, we would just get the correct set of wheels. And by the time spacers became, you know, popular, famous for stance setups, I kind of never really cared if my car was not gonna be, you know, at a certain level of performance. I didn't really care about having the stance style look. That was never really my priority. Performance was always my priority, and I never saw a reason to go for stance if it wasn't going to give me performance. However, with this car, I feel like a wider track would help to perform. I got something stuck in my eye. Yeah, so the wider track may help some performance, especially since the car is lowered now. I could be wrong on that, but for the most part, I kind of care a little bit more about aesthetics of this car, and so I wanted to look more aesthetically pleasing stance wise. Okay, y'all, so I'm back from my AutoZone run. As you can see, I have the car jacked up. I'm gonna start with the back first. I just feel like it'll be easier. Here on the table, I have my parts and the tools that I'm gonna be using. It's a pretty simple install, so probably shouldn't need too much. And of course, here's the list of things we're gonna need. So love to start off with, of course, these are the spacers that I got. They're PRL 20mm spacers. Now, I got these from my man Lucas at Acura of Pembroke Pines. He gave them to me on the spot. They got some parts over there, but these are the spacers. I already opened up one box. The other box is still sealed, but check it out. Pretty cool. PRL on the side. I don't know, you know what I mean? I don't know if the camera can pick this up, but it says 20mm spacer. You know, so 20mm should be about an inch. So we're gonna see how that goes. And of course, here's the bolts for the spacer. And then you got some tape measure to measure the actual 20mm to make sure we're right. You got my Acura lock for the lug nuts. You got a 4-way to open the lugs. You got a metal wire brush. I'm just gonna brush the surface of the caliper. I'm sorry, the hub. You got the Loctite. And over here you got the brake clean and some gloves because I know my wheels are dirty. Okay, so to start off, we're definitely gonna test the actual width of these spacers, right? So 20mm, and yeah, we're right about at 1 inch, y'all. I don't know if the camera can really pick this up, but see what I'm saying? And then there's the one right there, so boom, 1 inch, nice. All right, so next we got to start this process of taking the wheels off. So first thing I'm gonna do is take off the lock. Now it's a 22mm, so I'm gonna go right here and okay, so as you guys can see, a lot of rust here. Thing actually looks a little ugly, and I'm a little annoyed at that, honestly, if I'm being truthful or whatever. So I'm gonna brake clean this. Might as well just hit the whole thing, right? All right, and I'm gonna take my wire brush to it. Now what you really want to do is try to get around these threads or these studs, you know, just because that's the part where it's gonna make the most or the tightest contact, right? So that's kind of your focus by doing this. Also getting around the corners of this hub, you know. Yeah, that's ugly, man. Kind of mad that my hub looks like this. It's a brand new car. I don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing. Let me know, guys, in the comments if your stuff looks like this. I don't know, but mine does. Okay, so now pretty much I'm just gonna put this sucker on, right? Get it in the hole. That's what she said. Okay. Nice and snug. Okay, so it looks like there's some gap, but I'm guessing once I thread it on, it's gonna push into the hub. So in actuality, I'm probably not gonna put some Loctite until I can confirm that. So let's just get a test going here, huh? So I had to add my Milwaukee and a 21-inch socket, and probably even this ratchet, because it seems that my 4-way won't reach into this groove. So we're gonna power tool this bit, feel me? All right, so I just torqued it down with the Milwaukee. So now I'm gonna go back in with my ratchet, and we're gonna use the Jack's bar to be a little pry, you know. So we're just gonna get that going. Watch your fender if you're doing this. And we'll do the star pattern, you know. Oh. Okay, y'all, so I installed and tested the rear. Now that I know that's good, I'm definitely gonna be using the Loctite in the front. Okay, so one thing to note, as you can see, this is not rusted like the rear. And one of the reasons why is because this is a 2-piece rotor. Again, one of the great things about this car comes with actual performance parts. Now I don't know what material this is, this black part, because it feels completely different, but whoever does know, let me know in the comments. But really cool. So I got the PRL spacer on here, and I'm really just gonna put a little dollop, but a lot came out. So it's actually funny, this was pretty liquidy. All right, that's about all I'm gonna put. All right, y'all, so I'm gonna finish up the front, and let me just so check it out, y'all. What an incredibly drastic change in aesthetic appearance. What do y'all think? The wheels are now incredibly flush with the fender lines. Shout out to Lucas at Acura of Pembroke Pines for recommending these spacers at 20 millimeters. So if you guys are looking to put some spacers on your Type S or Type R, 20 millimeter is definitely the way to go. Just about an inch gives you a perfect flush fit. Well guys, that's gonna be it for today's video. Thanks for watching if you stayed this long. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and go ahead and give me a subscribe. I'm trying to get to 1,000 followers and I'm almost there. Shout out to all the new subscribers and viewers and watchers and commentators. Good to have you. And if you want to support this channel, check out some of the new t-shirts I dropped with my logo, the Moon Man logo with the pistons. Super cool shirt. Or just see some of the links below, and I'll catch you guys on the next video. Peace.